Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. We are on the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite and preferred time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions. And I say this because during the day, you have the day traders and the algorithms. They are in control of the market. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in that last hour, and in particular in the last few minutes, they're dealing with the most money. They have extremely smart people, best information, best technology. I consider the closing price to be the most valid price of the day. And so I want to use the most valid price of the day to make my buying and selling decisions based upon my levels. So thank you all for coming today. I hope you're having a good day. It's a wild day in the market. I hope you're staying safe out there. We have not been down for a while, and today we are down. But thanks for coming. And I appreciate everyone's contributions here, and I hope by coming here, spending time here, that it's helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently, the Dow is down 260 points, down 0.72%. The NASDAQ, however, getting hammered, down 305 points, down 1.92%, and the S&P is down 45 points, down 0.9%. So like I said, I hope you're staying safe out there. There's some volatility coming into the market here for sure. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them moving forward. I did have some day trades today that I will share with you as well. After that, we're going to go over to the board, take a look at my students' positions, see where they bought them, why they bought them, and how they are performing. After that, I'm going to talk about trader psychology, always my most favorite part of the podcast and the most important in my opinion, because the ability to create a plan and follow your plan is the most important skill you will ever develop in trading, and that is why I like to spend a few minutes talking about trader psychology each day. Hopefully one day you will hear me say it just right, and you'll internalize it and make it part of your trading. So after that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I do have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, combination, confluence of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. Based upon support below me and likely resistance above me. If I'm willing to risk $1,000, I have to be able to make $2,000 or more to the upside to make the asymmetrical math work. And then lastly, I have to have a complete trading plan regardless of whatever market I'm trading and regardless of the system or the approach that I'm using. And for me, that includes the following. 1, I need a position size based upon the market's current volatility. 2, I need to know what my maximum allowed stop is. 3, I need to know where my emergency stop is. 4, I need to know where my intraday profit targets are. 5, significant overhead resistance level. 6, I need to have a complete trailing stop methodology. There's 7 of them in there. I missed one. Okay. Position size for volatility. Know what your maximum allowed loss is. Know where your emergency stop is. Know where your end-of-day stop is. Know where your intraday profit targets are. Number 6, know where your significant overhead resistance levels are. And number 7, have a good trailing stop methodology. So if you do have a profitable trade, you don't give it all back. All right, so using those 3 criteria, I do have end-of-day candidates. As we get closer to the close of the day, I will go through them and try to narrow it down to the best trade. And if I find something, I will purchase it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm very happy to answer them. If you need clarification or anything, let me know. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at prior to the market's close, go ahead, put them in the live stream. I'll do my best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, as always, if you are one of my students and you want me to update something on the board today, if you could please just wait till the close of the market so I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and then we'll take as much time as we need to get them taken care of. All right? So that's the plan for today. Hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who's here today. Michael Wilkinson is here, aka Lova. Good to see you, Michael. And Michael says hello, everyone. Paxton Hall is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Paxton says hello, Greg and everyone. Frank says hello, Greg and group. Just pouring my cup of tea. That sounds lovely, Frank. I like tea. Anya T is there. Hey, Anya. Good to see you. Got your email. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're feeling well. Jonathan from Ireland says, evening, Greg and group. Good evening to you as well. Wiener Dog is here. Hello, all. Nice to see you, Karen. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. And there's my good friend, Kamal. And he says, hello, traders. Hello, Kamal. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, bud. Appreciate it. Really, really do. And hope you're having a good day. Okay. Well, let's get motoring. Let's get moving. Big reversal today on Amazon. Lova, Gary, and I did buy Amazon. It's been a nice trade with the intraday deep dive rejection of the 250-day moving average. Bought it at 33.1049. Moved up nicely. Of course, as the stock price of a stock moves up, I always take a portion off if it moves a certain amount going my way. We got to the orange line here, which is the 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. Whenever it moves 1.5 ATR trailing from my entry, whenever it moves up 1.5 ATRs from my entry, then I go into trailing stop mode, looking for a close below the previous day's low. Well, today it may do it. We are under yesterday's low of 35.0143. So if Amazon does close below 35.0143, I will take half of my position off, lock in half of the position. This particular trade down 2.4% today, but up 5.31% on the trade. Facebook. Lova, David, Ava, Karen, Jonathan, and I did buy Facebook with the close under, close over the 200. Bought this at 323.52. Moved up nicely, moved 1.5 ATRs from my entry a couple days ago, had a close below the previous day's low. That's the warning sign. That's why I locked in half at 338. And the last 2 days have just been down and down. My end of day stop is a close below the 200-day moving average, which is the black line, which is about my entry price. So this particular trade down 2.36, up 1.21% on the trade. But again, this is a good example of why I sell when we get a close below the previous day's low once it's reached 1.5. So because I locked in the profit up there and mitigated these 2 days loss. But I'm still bullish on Facebook as long as we hold above the 200-day moving average. SPY, I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning. I've been doing this for over 3 years. It has worked out very well, but not every day is great. I did buy SPY yesterday at 467.38. Sold it this morning at the open. Those are my rules. 465.60. So had an overnight SPY loss. But in today's case, I'm fortunate that I did sell at the open because we're much lower than that. I will buy that again, of course, at the close. Twitter, not so hot tamale. Jonathan, Love, a dynamic duo. Karen, Frank with the half position, and Kamal. Kamal bought at 53.03. I bought this here with I like the sideways motion. I like the V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out 1, 3 closes above day 1's close. I bought it at 54.10. My stop is 53.40. It did test it, close above yesterday, but today way down below the stop. I am going to have to sell this today and take my loss. This is down 3.11% on the day and down 4.09%, unfortunately, on the trade. Let me show you a day trade here on VIX, and I also have a swing position on VIX as well. I did buy VIX on the 5-minute with a higher low V1 in the value zone. I bought at 20.91. I sold half at 21.02, and then I sold the second half up here at 21.12 when it got to the confluence of the 50 and the 200, and then it went right back down. I thought I was smart, and then it went right back up, but nonetheless got in at 20.91, got out at 21.02, and out at 21.12. Okay, now let's go to the daily. I did have a daily trade on, I guess I need to get rid of those. This has been a really nice trade here. I did buy, along with Karen, Bacon Bandit, and Ava, bought the under 30, over 30 with the V1 and the rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Bought this at 20.22. Hit two profit targets today at 21.63 and 22.03. This particular trade up 1.74% on the day, and this trade is up 6.53% on the, 1.74% on the day and 6.5% on the trade. Now, let me see. Did we reject the 50 RSI today? No, we did not. We did not. So I am still keeping VIX. All right. Now, let's go over day trade. Apple. Had a trade earlier in the day on Apple. Did not work out. False breakout to the downside, and the V2, I bought it at 148.88. Next bar closed below halfway. The washout bar, I had to get out immediately for a loss. So I got in at 148.88, got out at 148.73. So that one was a loss. The Qs. Here we go. I had a short on the Qs. We had a big down bar, lost the 50 RSI, lost the 50 SMA. It rallied back to halfway. I shorted it right when it did, 394.72. I did cover half at 394.30, covered another half of the half down at 394.80. Then it went back to break even, and I got out on the rest for break even. So that was a good profitable trade. Obviously, I wish I would have kept the short, but I didn't. But I followed my rules, and it was profitable, and I should be happy with that. And then Roku, I did have a day trade on Roku. Tough going long on a day like today. I did buy Roku with an under 30, over 30, and a close over the negative third ATR channel. I bought it at 277.30. 10 minutes later, I sold half at 278.08. Then it got to my entry point, and I got out at break even, luckily, because then it went way down. So I got in at 277.31, out at 278.08, locked in half, and then the second half at break even. Okay. So I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to get rid of Apple. I'm going to get rid of the Qs. There we go. All right, here we go. I am out of Twitter and got out of LMD and also Roku. Will update end of day. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Kamal. Tracy says hi. Good to see you, Trace. David is here. Good to see you. Ava is here. Good to see you, Ava. Hope you're doing well. Enigma says better late than never. Hi, everyone. Good to see you, Enigma. Hope you're doing well, my friend. All right, let's head on over. And we were just on Roku, but we have Karen, Steve, and Kamal. I know Kamal got out at and he's going to tell me after. But Karen, Steve, and Kamal did get into Roku at 277.82. It's 277 or 274.66. It's down 1.76% on the day, and it looks like it is also down on the trade for Karen, Steve, and Kamal. MMC Dynamic Duo and Ava did by MMC with the 520 crossover at 164. It's 164.85. It's down 0.04% today, but up on the trade, which is the most important. LRCX Lova bought LRCX higher low V1 here at 52.70. He sold half here at about 608. It's 605.73. It's down 2.6% on the day, but on the trade up 5.58%. So that's pretty nice. AAL, we have Bacon Bandit, intraday rejection, deep dip buy of the 250-day moving average, bought it at 19.84. This has been a monster trade, moved up strong. Today we're flirting with the close below the previous day's low. It's down 2.61% today, but on the trade, up 8.53%. So that's an outstanding trade. CRL, nice trade here for Steve Burns. Under 30, over 30, bought at 375.44. It's 388.30. It's up 1.26% today. And on the trade, up 3.35%. So congratulations, Steve. Melly, Mercado Libre. Ava bought this with a test of the 200-day moving average, bought it at 16.10, went up nicely the next couple days, but today, boom, down. I'm sure Ava scaled out of part of that. It is down 7.15% today, and it is also down on the trade. Zoom, Michael Martin did buy Zoom. Not sure if Michael is with us today or if he's still in it. He bought this with the triple bottom, bullish divergence under 30, over 30, 256.74. Took off like a rocket ship and then just has been one way down over the last week. This is down on the day, and it looks like it is now down on the trade. I'm not sure if Mike's still in it, though. He may have scaled out here, hoping that's the case. Otis, Lova, bought Otis, higher low V2, while MACD crossed over, which is a nice little bonus. 81.78, it's 83.69. It's up 0.81%. I'm sorry, 0.18% today. And it's up 2.29%. And I like that it's up on a down day. That shows really good relative strength. Steve Burns did buy Robinhood with an under 30, over 30 here at 34.97. Moved up nicely, but today back down. It's down 6.32% today. So this looks like it's down on the day and also down on the trade. But I believe Steve got out maybe a little early. And Steve, if you're out there, maybe you can update me on that. Michael Martin did buy BIIB at 269.90. Looks like a higher low V2. Went down, rallied back up, back down. It's down 0.85% on the day and also now down on the trade. Lemonade, Kamal said he got out of Lemonade at 65. Oh, thank goodness. So you're out of that. So it looks like that was a profitable trade because he bought it at 62.31. He sold it at 65. Way to go, Kamal. Update me at the end. Just make sure I have everything correct. Cisco up on a down day. Dynamic Duo and Lova bought Cisco all the way back here. Higher low V2 and a 520 crossover. Bought it at 55.65. It's 57.84. It's up 0.68% on the day. And on the trade, 3.75%. Way to go. DT. All right, Ava bought DT here with the 520 crossover in the value zone, 75.40, moved up nicely. I know Ava took some profits here. I'm certainly glad. That's why I like to take profits when the market gives them to you, partial profits, because it mitigates if something like this happened, and I know Ava did. She sold half here. Way to go, Ava. So this is down 4.58% on the day and also down on the trade. Now, unfortunately, BA, David and Kamal bought BA at Kamal bought it at 206.50. 206, excuse me. David bought it at 206.50. Has moved up nicely. It's down 0.68% today, but on the trade, up 5.8%, which is lovely. XLU finding a little love today. Bacon Bandit bought this with a higher low intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average at 65.08. It's 66.98. It's up 0.63% on the day, and on the trade up 2.81%. Roku, we have Karen, Steve, Kamal bought it at 276.50. Didn't I just already go over Roku? Yes, I did. So we can skip that one. I've got two Rokus. And then Tell, ooh, Big down day today for Frank. Frank bought Tell all the way back here in the value zone at 337. Moved up nicely, beautifully. Unfortunately, down 15.56% today. Ouch. Sorry about that, Frank. But the good news is, the most important news, that he is still up 11.32% on the trade. But still, doesn't feel good to have a 15% down, but I wouldn't be surprised if Frank told me he got out at the open or something like that, because he's pretty crafty that way. Okie doke. All right. Johnson is here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, Johnson. All right, so I have not seen Steve today, but we have a poem. Let's take a look. Let's see if we have a poem here. Let me type this on in. All right, here we go, everyone. Respect every dollar you put on the line. Money at risk weighs on the mind. The market wheel keeps turning. We feel its grind. Trading affects us in ways that are hard to define. Boy, is that true. It doesn't get any more true than that. Respect every dollar you put on the line. Money at risk weighs on the mind. The market wheel keeps turning. We feel its grind. Trading affects us in ways that are hard to define. Trading affects people in a lot of different ways. Euphoric, depression, self-confidence. Sometimes you feel bulletproof, sometimes you're not. That's why I was mentioning the other day when the market was up. I was like, please stay humble. Please understand that the pendulum swings both ways. Things don't just go up. Trees don't grow to the sky, right? And obviously I didn't know this was going to happen, but whenever you're calling people to tell them how much you made or how high your account is, in my experience, that's always a sign to maybe pump the brakes a little bit, tighten up your stops a little bit. So anyway, Lilia is here. How you doing, Lilia? Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day with the pups and the rabbit. Frank says, yes, my rules require stops, which took me out at the open. I knew it. Do I know Frank or what? I knew it. Good job, Frank. Dave says, Frank, great as always, very appropriate for a day like today. All right, so the Dow is down 217. The Nasdaq's still down 265. The S&P is down 38. So it's freaking ugly out there. Before we get to trader psychology, let's again take a look at my current positions. Amazon has moved 1.5 ATRs from entry. It is currently under the previous day's low. Doesn't mean it has to stay there, but if it does close under 35.0143, I will sell half of my position in Amazon, lock in half. Facebook, we just discussed this, under 200, over 200, took half profits a couple days ago with the close below the previous day's low. Just going to be holding Facebook as long as it is above the 200. So end of day stop, close below the 200. I'm bullish on Facebook over the 200. Philip Morris. I think I missed that one. Jonathan, Karen, Gary, Dynamic Duo, Lily, and I did buy Philip Morris yesterday. False breakout to the downside. V1, close under, close back over the 200. Bought this at 93.66. It's 94.05. It's up 0.41% on the day and about the same on the trade, but glad to see something green on a day like today. SPY, of course, I had the overnight SPY loss. I will be buying this at the close, holding it overnight, hopefully looking for a bounce gap tomorrow. Twitter, have to get out of Twitter today, clearly. Close below my end of day stop, which was 53.40. It's 52.19 and is down 2.81% on the day. So I will be getting out of this one, taking my lumps, taking my losses. And then VIXI doing really well. Hit 2 profit targets today. has reached 1.5 HER trailing stop levels, so stop levels are in play, but I need a close below the previous day's low or a rejection of the 50 RSI for either of those to kick in. But really grateful for this VIX trade. Really glad that I took it, obviously. Enigma says, another great one, Frank. Wiener Dog says, super Frank, thank you. Frank says, thank you, Greg, Kamal, David, Enigma, and Ava. Frank says, thank you, Wiener Dog. All right. Hey, question for Tracy and Paxton. Are you still in UNG or did you exit? I was going through the charts yesterday and I still had you down, but I wasn't sure that that was the case. Just give me a second. You sold. Okay. I think I was pretty sure that you did, but I still had your name on there. Want to make sure. Well, we sold at the right time. That's the main thing. Out of UNG. Gotcha. AVLR. Not bad. Not bad. I like it, Mike. AVLR, under 200, over 200, under the 250, over the 250. Looks like under 30, over 30, actually, as well. Yep. There you go. There's the triple confluence on the weekly. I would like to see this close above the 50. That's my only request. If I could have such a request. But let's put that on the list. And we'll see if we get any kind of bounce here today at the end of the day. Obviously, could go either way. Hard to say. Really strong down today, though. Frank says, I don't like this quote, but it bears repeating. The most money is made before the most money is lost. Yeah, we talked about that a week ago or so, right when everyone was in the throes of ecstasy. And I thought it was a really good saying, and I believe it's correct that the most money is lost after the most money is gained, because people feel bulletproof. They feel like they're never going to lose another trade. They don't do their due diligence maybe as much. They're just excited and enjoying the ride. But, you know, days like today happen, everyone, and that is why I like to scale out, and that is why I have trailing stop methodologies. Hey, give me 1 second. Let me take care of something real quick. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. All right, so we have a half an hour. We're at halftime. This is the halftime show. And about halfway of each podcast, I do like to talk about trader psychology. I have my favorite Twitter and Facebook channels out there. And one of my very favorite is Trading Composure. I discuss Trading Composure's post quite a lot in this podcast, and it's because he has such a great channel and he posts such great information. He's at Trading Composure on Twitter. Do yourself a favor, follow him, read everything he writes and internalize it. It's well worth the time. Let's see what he has to say today. As traders, what we're really doing is exploiting the biases and irrationality of other market participants. And this requires us to do things that are psychologically unnatural and uncomfortable and counterintuitive, I might add. And Trading Composure is 100% correct here. You know, I studied one-on-one with Dr. Alexander Elder, who is a psychiatrist, and he told me, he said, Greg, our job as a trader is to buy from people that are depressed and sell to people that are euphoric. And this is exactly what Trading Composure is saying. As traders, what we're really doing is exploiting the biases and irrationality of other market participants. When they're super depressed, they're just throwing everything out, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They're being irrational, and we need to step in and we need to buy. We need triggers, right? We need rules. Rules would be under 30, over 30, under 200, over 200. But really, if you look at a stock chart, everything about the stock chart is just emotions. You're trading other people's emotions. So when people get one-sided, they get too down, they get too depressed, we want to step in and take those shares away from them when they're selling it emotionally. When things are going up, 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 people are feeling bulletproof and euphoric. Our job is to sell to people that want them up at that price. And that's really why I do my scaling out. And that's exactly what I try to exploit. And as Trading Composure says, and this requires us to do things that are psychologically unnatural and uncomfortable. And it's true, we're herd animals. If everyone's selling, our DNA wants to sell. When everyone's buying, our DNA wants to buy. But what Trading Composure is saying here is we need to do things that are unnatural, uncomfortable, and counterintuitive. So one more time. As traders, what we're really doing is exploiting the biases and irrationality of other market participants. And this requires us to do things that are psychologically unnatural and uncomfortable. So, you know, if you want to do what feels good, it's probably not going to make you money. You need to sell when other people are buying. You need to buy when other people are selling. You need to have a complete trading plan, as always. But I think this is such a great post. And remember, we are trading other people's psychologies. When you're looking at a chart, you're looking at the ups and downs of people's mindsets, either euphoric or depressed. So thank you so much, Trading Composure. Appreciate that. This is a really good post. It was helpful for me, and I hope it was helpful for everyone else. Okie doke. Well, let's take a look and see what the potentials are today. Looks like Bitcoin's down 600 something dollars. We had a false breakout to the upside from the high of this range. We've come back down. It is holding the -1 ATR channel. If I were going to buy Bitcoin, I would wait for it to pull back into the value zone, like this situation, somewhere in the value zone before I would start to buy. And we did test this high and fail, came back down. I imagine it's under some pressure with the market being down as well. FITB is Fifth Third Bank Corp. Earlier in the day, we did have a higher low V2, which I liked, but at the moment it has untriggered. So now that is off the table. EVER. Earlier in the day had a V2. I like that, but now it is untriggered. That is now also off the table. STT does have a return to value, sideways motion, created a V2 here today. Here is day one, here is day two, here is day three. Two washed out day one's low and the low of the range. Day two is closing above, or day 3 is closing above day one's close. That is valid. It is up on the day. It's strong on the day. Let's take a look at the weekly. I don't like the weekly so much because we have a big down bar preceding this week. We are at halfway. Therefore, I'm probably going to stay away from that. Trade. And we are also about halfway of the big down bar 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago as well. So, these are the subtleties that you need to look at. I really like looking at multiple time frames. I really pay attention to if we have big down bars and if we challenge the halfway. So that one is going to come off the list. BWA. Looks like it was breaking a trend line here, but big down bar here. We got to halfway. We rejected. That concerns me. So I'm not going to take BA either. CFG does have a V2 here today. We had a big up bar move. We came back down. We tested the halfway. It held. This is a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out 1, 3 closing above day 1's close. Weekly, not quite to halfway of the big down bar 2 weeks ago. So that one is still a potential for me. GNRC did trigger a V1. I wanted to see this V1 happen in the value zone. It's triggered right now. You could play it off of the 100-day moving average. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's fine. It's in the value zone, but I really don't see a clear trigger on GNRC. WES, boy, that really came back down. We had a nice higher low V1, but it is untriggered, so now that is off the board. MRNA earlier in the day had an intraday rejection of the 250-day moving average. I did backtest this. It does backtest well, but it would have to close above the 250, which is 228.37. We're at 227.67, so it's a potential for sure. MDT triggered a higher low V1 earlier in the day. It is now untriggered. AT&T has a higher low V2. Here is day 1, here is day 2, here is day 3. It is back up in the value zone. Let's take a peek at the weekly. Weekly is okay. I'd like it to be a little closer to the negative third ATR channel, but it's fine. I mean, it's nothing I hate, and it is a legitimate V2 on the weekly, and it's up on the day, which is also important. So that gives me some hope on that one. ALVR. Did I type that in wrong? AVLR. Oh, AVLR. I thought that chart looked different. Yeah, looks pretty good. Under 200, over 200, under 30, over 30. Weekly. If we're splitting hairs, it did reject the 50, but it did hold the negative 1 ATR channel. So those are my favorites at the moment. CFG, higher low V2, under 50, over 50, and a crossover. It's up on the day. Good relative strength. MRNA would have to close above 228.37 or 228.12. So right now it is not officially triggered. V2 on AT&T, but I'm going to have to wait till the end of the day. Preferably, I want to see this close in the value zone, so I have the support of the negative 1 ATR channel above me. And then lastly, did I do it again? AVLR. Come on, Greg. AVLR. Okay, yeah, that one looks pretty good. Confluence of signals, under 30, over 30, under the 200, over the 200. It is down today with the rest of the market, but those are my 4 favorite at the moment. CFG, V2, 520 crossover in the value zone, held halfway the big up bar. MRNA would have to close above 228.37, which it is. AT&T looks pretty good, but I wanted to close above the negative 1 ATR channel, and AVLR also looks good as well. So let's see, we have CFG, mRNA, T, and AVLR. $35.29 and AVLR. Oh, I didn't do the math on AVLR yet. Let me do a little math. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my maximum allowed loss and I'm dividing it by the value of the 2 ATR, which will tell me exactly how many shares to buy. It will account for volatility. And so just for example, if, you know, a good rule of thumb is 1% of your total capital is your maximum allowed loss. So if you had $100,000, 1% of that's $1,000. Divided by the value of the 2 ATR over here, divided by 11.83, it would tell me to buy 84.5 shares. I would round it up to 85. But I do like that. And let me put these up here, move this around a little bit. So what do we have? We have CFG, we have mRNA, we have AT&T, and we have AVLR. All right. So Amazon definitely looks like it's on the chopping block to sell half, lock in half profits. Facebook holding the 200, so I'm still bullish. Philip Morris up today, grateful for that. SPY, buying SPY at the close. Twitter, getting rid of Twitter. All right, so my two honeydew lists today are Amazon and Twitter. Amazon selling half, locking in half profits. Twitter getting out, taking a full loss, getting fully out of the position. All right, so Sun Facts. Frank says it would take 1.3 million Earths to equal the size of the sun. That's hard to imagine. 1.3 million Earths to equal the size of the sun. Don Robbins is here. Good to see you, buddy. Donnie was one of my first students years and years ago. And man, thanks for coming to say hi, Don. Hope you're doing well. We haven't reached each other on the phone lately, but let's catch up. Good to see you, bud. Steve Burns, hey, buddy, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, Steve. Steve says DKNG near the 30 RSI today. DKNG. Yes, it is. Let's test that. It got to 29.86, Steve. So it is an under 30, over 30 on DraftKings. You can see here we're at the negative third ATR channel, which gives it some additional confluences. Let's head over to the weekly and see. On the weekly, we've lost the negative 2 ATR channel. I'd rather be above that, but yes, under 30, over 30, at least for now, on DraftKings. Not too shabby there. All right, CFG still has the 520 crossover barely, still has the V2. If we check over on the weekly, we've had support in the negative 1 ATR, or the 1 ATR channel. It's up on a down day. I do like that. So CFG is definitely a possibility. mRNA. Intraday rejection of the 250. The 250 is 228.37. We are now underneath that, so that takes that out of play at least at the moment. AT&T Higher low V2, not bad. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's okay. And then AVLR with the under 30, over 30, under the 200, over the 200. Currently, at the moment, my two favorites are going to be CFRG, as long as this 520 crossover holds and the V2 holds, and AVLR, under 30, over 30, gives you some good support there at the 200-day moving average. And on the weekly, like I said, it did lose the 50, but it is holding the -1 Keltner channel, so that's good. Yep, it's definitely under over, Steve. Steve says, weird 52-week high in UUP and plunge in TLT, while VIX has 5 days of higher highs. Is the market starting to price in a Fed rate hike due to inflation, perhaps? Very, very likely. It's definitely a possibility. Let's look at UUP. Big day up. Big day up on the dollar. You know, when the dollar's high, that hurts our exports. So that does have an effect possibly on the market. Frank says, a gambling stop seems perfect for the mood of this market. Yeah, that's DKNG. So again, Amazon. I am locking in half profits with Amazon with this close below the previous day's low. I am going to get out of Twitter for a loss. It's closing below my end of day stop. Philip Morris is doing fine, up on the day, up on the trade. SPY, buying the SPY at the close as usual. Facebook, still profitable on the trade. Glad I took half off here with my trailing stop rules, but I'm still bullish as long as it closes above the 200. And VIX up nice today, 2 profit targets, nothing I have to do with VIX. So CFG, possibility, as long as the 520 crossover holds. AVLR, holding the 30 RSI. I'm leaning more towards Citizen Financial because it's stronger, has good relative strength. Not that AVLR does not have confluence of signals as well, but it's in the value zone. There are some buyers here. It is up on the day, so that trade actually makes the most sense to me. All right. We have about 12 minutes, so I'll wait about 5-6 minutes before I start doing my chores. Glenn, hey Glenn, good to see you. Hi Greg, XLP is up 100% in November, like staples. Yeah, XLP or consumer defensive. Doing very nice. A lot of times money finds those consumer defensive stocks when they're concerned about the market being at highs. Good to see you, Glenn. Steve says, I exited Hood for a 1.06% loss. I exited Snap for a 1.95% gain, as both plunged under yesterday's low and the whole market has become choppy with 5 days of rising VIX. I exited Fiverr with a 1.24% gain. So, okay, I'll get those taken care of. I'll take Hood off, I'll take Snap off, and I'll take Fiverr off for Steve Burns. Oh, you know, one other one I was going to look at was Roku. Roku has an under 30, over 30. I did like it a lot better when it triggered a V2 as well, but it has untriggered that. So yeah, down 5 point. Off of its lows though, so we'll give it that. Glenn says nearly 50% of XLP is Procter & Gamble, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, and Walmart. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and now my streaming has gone off. That's not good. All right, everybody please cross their fingers for me. And hope this comes back online. All right, I think it's starting to work. All right, so we have about 9 minutes. I'm just going to try to be patient, wait for the end. Steve says PKI almost has a 520 crossover. $174.33 to $174.66. You are correct, Steve. Almost there. Not quite, but almost. AVLR holding the 30, holding the 200 does give a better risk to reward ratio, but not quite there. I mean, it is quite there yet, but I think I'm going to go with CFG as long as that 520 crossover is holding, and it is barely. If it's not, I want the confluence of signals, so it is above now, and it has a V2. It's a good risk to reward ratio. Weeklies, okay. It's neutral. UTZ almost has a 520 crossover as well. Thank you, Karen. Let's look at that. UTC brands, 1595 to 1595. By the way, if these numbers are the same like they are here, that does equal across. It doesn't have to cross over. It just has to at least equal. And right now it's 1595 to 1595. So that technically is, although we do have earnings tomorrow, Karen, just to keep that in mind on 11/11, we do have earnings. So please keep that in mind. Find out if it's before market. If it's before market, then you're taking the risk. If it's after market, you can sell it before the market closes. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead, lock in my loss on Twitter. All right, so Twitter is gone. Okay, we have 5 minutes to go. mRNA is above the 250, but I'm going to pass. AT&T looking pretty strong here. Higher low V2 in the value zone. Let's check the weekly again. It's closer to the -2 ATR channel that is the 3, so that's why I'm going to pass there. AVLR under 30, over 30, under 200, over 200, so that looks decent. Definitely looks decent. I think I'm going to go with CFG. So I am long CFG with the 520 crossover and the V2. VIX has come way off the highs. Philip Morris doing nicely. SPY rallied off the bottom. Buying that at the close. Facebook holding the 200. I'm still staying long. And VIX up 1.41%. Looks like it's given back about half. And then the only thing here I'm really waiting for, I already bought CFG. I'm just waiting for the close on Amazon, and we'll see what happens with Amazon. J&J. We were just talking about J&J. I don't like it, Nigma. I don't like that we rejected the 200-day moving average. It's resistance above. I would wait for a close above the 200-day moving average if I wanted to get long this stock. It has a 520 crossover. I don't know if that back tests well, though. I don't have enough time to check that. Okay, I sold half my Amazon. So I did sell half there with the close below the previous day's low. I did get out of Twitter. It closed below my end of day stop. Philip Morris doing good. SPY doing well, or SPY buying at the close. Facebook off of its lows, still holding the 200, and VIXy, nice day today, up to profit targets. Nothing I have to do with VIX. And I did buy CFG as well with the 520 crossover and the V2. Let's see, is Roku holding the 30? It is holding the 30. All right, we're closing in 1 minute, everyone. 1 minute. Steve is long DKNG. Steve went long DKNG at 41.01 after the under 30, over 30 RSI on DKNG. So Steve did go long 41.01 DKNG. All right, that looks like about it for today. Let's take a look and see where I got my stuff. All right, so I did buy overnight SPY trade today at 463.62, and I did buy CFG at 47 $4.99. Okay, so CFG I bought at $47.99. Okay, and I also bought overnight SPY trade today at $463.62. $463.62. All right, so that takes care of that. And of course, I did get rid of Twitter today. Put this over there, probably keep that over there. And Amazon, with a close below the previous day's low, did get out there as well. So all in all, swing not too bad, thankfully for VIX. And day trades, you know, it's one of the reasons I like to day trade, everyone. I really do like to be able to accentuate on down days with day trading's profits or losses, but more often than not profits, and it kind of helps bail out the boat when the swing trades are down like today. So Dow down 240 points, NASDAQ down 263, S&P down 38. All right, so listen, if any of my students have any new entries for me today, if you could please put them in the live stream right now. Any of my current or past students, if you have any changes that you want me to make, go ahead, type them in the live stream. I'll get them updated momentarily. Just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I'm a good teacher, and I really do teach a great class. The class I teach, the one-on-one, is where I teach you all 5 of my different trading approaches. I teach you step by step. I've been using these for 25 years. This is how I make my living. You can be a professional trader, you can make a living trading, but you have to be taught correctly to begin with, and really understand what you're learning inside and out. And that's what I try to do in these lessons. That's why I provide them one-on-one. I think it's the best way to learn anything, is having your coach or your teacher working with you one-on-one. So, you know, if you're interested, the course does cost $1,750, but in my opinion, it is worth every single penny. So if you're interested and want to get the process going, just send me an email. The email's in the link of the description of this video. And just say, Greg, I'm potentially interested in taking your one-on-one course. I'll reply and say, great, let's have a Skype call. Skype call is free. It's not a sales call. I just want to learn more about you, your trading, your challenges, your goals, and it's a good time for you to ask me any specific questions about the course. I taught last night somebody who's never looked at a screen before. Can you imagine? Never looked at a screen before, and I think the lesson went great. Steve, if you're out there, really, really nice job. So yeah, send me the email. We'll set up the Skype call. After the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. No pressure from me, I promise you. And then one day, if you just say, yeah, you know what, I do want to learn this skill, email me and we'll get it started. Secondly, I do have a great online course available at udemy.com. The link is in the description of this YouTube video. I've gotten so many good reviews, so much good feedback from around the world on that course. In that course, I teach you step-by-step how to trade the deep dip buy stock trading strategy, one of my favorite strategies of all time. And the best news is that you get 9.5 hours of video, you get 26 videos, you get 15 study guides, but on top of it, on Udemy, it's only 12 or 15 bucks. So if you're not in the financial position to do the one-on-one, buy the online course. You can watch it as many times as you want. You can also come here to the live stream while you're watching the course. If you have any questions, just ask me. I'll explain it to you in real time. So it's a pretty good deal. So the link's in the description. Do yourself a favor. You know, if you're just starting out trading, watch that course. It will teach you a lot of great things. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps build the channel, helps keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. And that's all I ask. You just hit the thumbs up button before you cruise on out of here. Okay, so let's take a look here. Steve is long DKNG. DKNG. All right. Steve is long from where? Let's see. 4101. Hey, already in the money. 4101. And that is Stephen Burns. All right. All right, Steve, good luck on that, bud. David is out of Facebook. Paxton is in CFG. Okay, what's happening? There we go. And out of Twitter. Yeah, that was a pretty brutal day. Kamal is out of Twitter. Out of Lemonade. Not good to be out of Lemonade. For a profit. That is good. Out of Roku, break even. Nice, Kamal. I love break even trades. That shows a lot of trading maturity. Oh, you're back in Lemonade? All right. 62.53. Okay. Wiener Dog is out of Hood, and so is Steve. Out of Twitter. And in AVLR. And that's Karen. Oh. AVLR. I always want to do that backwards. All right, that looks like a good entry there, Karen. All right. And Steve exited Hood. He exited Snap. Where's my snappers? Oh, I guess. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I already took that off. Okay. Exited Hood, exited Snap. All right. Got those. Took care of Karen. Paxton says, thanks everyone. We have an appointment up north. Got to hit the road. Have a great day. Thank you, Packy. You too. Glenn says, high-valued growth stocks took a beating. PLTR, DOCU, MELI, Coin, GLBE, UPST, all down 7% or more. Pretty substantial. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great day. You as well. Mike is out of Amazon. That's Lava. out of Facebook. Profitable, nice job. Out of Twitter. And in CFG. Okay. Frank is also out of Twitter. Out of Tell. And I believe that was at the open. Very nice, Frank. Very nice. Great trade. In DKNG. Still on DBC from last February and TLT. Yeah, I think I have you in TLT, don't I? Yes, I do. About break even on that trade. Ava is out of Melly. All right. At the open. Very good. I knew that was coming. And DT for Ava. Okay, at the open. Very good. Okay, Glenn says Disney out with earnings. Stock down 3%. Jonathan is out of Twitter and out of Facebook. So there was some board clearing today for sure. All right. Out of Twitter and out of Facebook. So I have Karen and Ava and myself still in that. All right, let's see what's happening after hours. CFG is unchanged. Facebook is unchanged. Gold, good day today, down 4 cents. Goldman Sachs, been a good short for me so far. It's down 1.54% today. That's a weekly trade. Philip Morris up. Unchanged on the tape. PayPal down 33 cents. Roku down 16 cents. SPY up 2 cents now. And what about that Wiley Vixie? What do you think? Who knows? That's up a penny. All right, we'll give it that. All right, so, PAX, did I? Yeah, I got that, right? Yeah, and we're out of Twitter. We got DKNG in there, AVLR. Yep, there we go. All right, so, well, tough day today. They happen. Glad we bounced a little off the lows. I don't know if that's going to hold or not, but we shall see. So listen, if anyone has anything else they would like to contribute, anything they want to talk about, any questions you have, please go ahead. Just let me know. Before I do, just like to read this saying every day. It's something I try to incorporate in my daily life, and I just think it's a good thing, and you might want to consider it yourself. But if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. It's simple. It's to the point. If you make an effort to try to go out and do something nice for someone every day, it's going to reward you as well, and it's going to make their day. And everyone appreciates an act of kindness, and if you can also do that for a pet, an animal, it'd be twice as good. They appreciate it as well, and maybe one day when you need it, someone will be there for you. But again, if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. Remember that, and consider incorporating that into your own life. I have, and it's been a positive for me. Karen says, thank you, Michael Lova, for AVLR. And yeah, that's a good setup. And Lova says, thank you for everything, Greg. You're certainly welcome, buddy. You are certainly welcome. So, wow, what a day. Got some emotions revved up today, right? But just keep in mind, when the market just goes up and up and up, instead of concentrating and bragging about how much you've made, think to yourself, is this euphoria? Are people buying euphoria? Maybe I should be selling into a little bit of this. I mean, in hindsight, of course, we all wish we'd been selling and or shorting, right? But just a good rule of thumb, if you're calling your friends, telling them how much you made, that's a sign. I have one friend of mine, whenever he calls me and brags about how much he makes, I think, oh, okay, we're probably near a high. And usually it's the case. Not always, but more often than not, it is the case. So, if we look at the Qs today, there was some damage done to this chart. We lost the 5 EMA, we lost the third ATR channel, we lost the 70 RSI. Now, probably if we get here into the value zone, we'll probably find some the first dip buyers, I would imagine. I don't know, can't say that for sure, but I would imagine. Let's look over at the Dow and see what the Dow Jones Index looks like. Lost the 70 RSI, lost the 5. So whenever you're in an extended uptrend and you lose the 5 EMA, that's significant to me. And we did lose the 70 RSIs. We lost the 5 EMA. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM was down 1.95%. So same thing. We've had a big up move. It's not surprising. Have a little bit of pullback. For me, I want to see the indexes pull back into the value zone, and then I'll be interested in getting long again. All right, everybody. Well, have a really good rest of your day. Be good, be safe. Go out, do something nice for someone. Drive safe. Put a jacket on if it's warm. I mean, if it's cold, right? And just have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you tomorrow. If you could remember to hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate that. But thanks again, and hopefully see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.